Hello! So this is the night before I'm starting the Advanced Bobath Course. So I'm currently in my hotel room in Leeds and feeling quite excited about starting the course because it's nice to have a full week dedicated to learning again actually, because you can get... Sometimes I feel like in work when you're seeing the same patients a lot and you're really trying your best to improve their function and things, you feel like you're quite often doing the same treatments, and sometimes you feel like you need a bit more variety and, different ways to treat people, different postural sets to try and challenge them a bit further and bring them on a bit more. So I'm looking forward to working with a lot of different people I've not worked with before. On the course, people with a lot of different backgrounds and experiences, and to get back in the zone of having a lecture and then observing a practical demonstration and then having lots of hands-on practice with each other and then with the patients as well. So really looking forward to it. So I think my main goals from this course, because it's got a special focus on optimising upper limb recovery, and it really ties into a lot of my patients at the moment because quite a few of mine have got painful shoulders, and I've got a couple who've had sublux shoulders after their strokes. So my main learning goal is to be able to treat the painful shoulder, so being able to reduce pain in the hemiplegic arm. So because I feel like that's an area where I'm not as confident in treating. I'm quite confident now in lower limb, focusing on the foot. I've done an awful lot of work before creating the trunk postural stability and lots into the hand, but I still find handling the scapula, the really painful shoulder girdle complex, is quite tricky, and that's something I need to improve my skills on definitely. So looking forward to day one of the course tomorrow, and I'll let you know how we go on midweek when I've started treating patients and hopefully starting to meet some of my learning needs. I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, it's Saturday morning and I finished the course yesterday. I didn't do a blog in the middle of the week because I've had a terrible cough all week, so it would have been driving you mad. Anyway, so really enjoyed the course, and my learning outcome was to have more confidence in treating the subluxed painful shoulder. Now, unfortunately, our patient, well, not unfortunately for him, good for him, but he didn't have that issue, really. He didn't have any pain at all. But having said that, in the practical sort of demonstrations going through the course, it was always talked about, how you could adapt your handling for somebody who did have low tone or a painful shoulder. So that was really good. So I managed to get lots of discussion in with the tutors and also with my colleagues on the course, really, sort of discussing how they would treat their patients with painful shoulders, just to give me some more insight and also to back up that what I'm doing is actually good. So it's quite reassuring to have those clinical conversations with other therapists from all around the country who work in all sorts of varieties of settings with neurological patients, to find out that actually we're all doing the same. So that was reassuring. So really the main things that I took from the course were the importance of getting alignment and stability and strength through the whole kinetic chain, and how important that is really for the shoulder girdle and for getting optimal alignment, stability, and then looking for activity in the arm. So it was really useful. Again, it consolidated from my basic course and my learning from that, and reassured again over the past couple of years since my basic course that I've been doing the right things. But also it's highlighted that I've developed in my skills and my confidence in that, because I remember on the basic course I had to go and keep referring to my notes that I'd been frantically writing during the demonstrations. I had to keep referring to them when practicing on the models to make sure I was doing things right, whereas this time I felt like I didn't need to refer to the notes. It was more instinctive to know where to put my hands and how to adapt for each individual, so not just blindly copying the practical demonstrations from the tutors, but being able to adapt for the individual. So that was quite nice to see how my skills have come on. And then really nice to work with a completely different physio. I've never worked with her before, and we really got along and were bouncing off each other really when working with our patient in the afternoons. And he got a really nice outcome actually, because he's, even though 5 years post stroke, it shows how important it still is to make sure the hands-on aspect of physio is still really really encouraged, because you need to get a feel of adaptive shortening and tightness. Sometimes you really need to get the hands on to lengthen tight structures, etc. To get that alignment in the first place, to then strengthen the muscles in the right alignment. And that really highlighted the change in his reach pattern. So initially his goal was to be able to have a better arm to reach for his t-shirt for dressing, and he felt quite embarrassed that he had to do quite a large rotational movement of his arm with not a very effective grip to be able to reach his shirt. And then by the end of the week it was really nice to see him tuck his arm in to reach for the shirt with a much better thumb and finger for grip. So even 5 years after stroke, it was really nice to see those changes. So some nice positive feedback from him. So I think, just to summarise, the key points that I've taken away are that I have progressed a little bit from my last course a couple of years ago, so I'm happy with that. And it's really honed in on the fact that making sure you're getting the correct strength position and the correct strength through the whole kinetic chain for a better function in the upper limb. And looking forward to getting back and treating my patients and putting some of it into practice, hoping for some nice outcomes in the next few weeks. So I'll speak to you soon, and bye!